February 18th, 1965. Born Andre Young in the Central LS Medical Center. Later brought back to his home in Davis. Here he would be brought up in a rough neighborhood, surrounded by gangs such as the Ballas and the Families. Dre would come from a musical background, as both parents would follow a career as singers. Dre's parents would eventually split up, and Dre would go live with his mother. She would remarry several times, and would even move around a lot. He would find himself living in the Crystal Heights housing projects in the Davis and Chamberlain area. He would attend at Davis High School, where Dre would show a talent for drafting, but he paid little attention to his other coursework. He would have to transfer schools and would even go to an adult learning center. As Dre attended school, he would find his love in the musical realm, receiving his first music mixer for Christmas in 1984, and soon turned his family's home into his own studio. For hours on end, he would work his magic, sampling music and forming his own art. Dre started hanging around local Los Santos nightclubs after dark, where he eventually got his chance to work the turntables. He would join the world-class Wrecking Crew, which performed at the nightclubs, and here he would develop the rap persona, Dr. Dre, the Master of Mixology. His new moniker would be inspired by the basketball star Julius Dr. J. Irving. Dre would team up with fellow rappers Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Yella, and MC Ren to form the group that we know today as NWA in 1985. With his new group, they would be able to produce a hard-hitting sound that will reflect the life on the streets of Los Santos. The group's second album sold more than 2 million copies and would mark the arrival of the new genre, gangster rap. And even one track, The Police, would go on to cause chaos in San Andreas. The track would explore tensions between the black community and the LSPD. This track would blow up so much that the FIB would even send out a warning letter to Ruthless Records and fellow companies about the song. Dre would eventually break out on his own and get under a new label. Dre would hit the hip-hop charts with The Chronic under DeathRow Records in 1992. The biggest single from the album would be Nothing But a G-Thing, featuring Snoop Dogg. Dre would help introduce G-Funk to the world, which incorporated musical samples and melodies from funk with gangster rap. Dre would go on to release his second album, 2001, in 1999, selling millions of copies. The recording proved to be a hit on both the hip-hop and pop charts. Dre would tease fans with a third album, titled Detox. The project would be delayed and never released. Behind the scenes, Dr. Dre was launching careers of many hip-hop and rap artists. He would act as a music producer for many artists under Ruthless Records. Dre was the backbone of many musical groups and projects. Dre would co-found the rap music empire known as DeathRow Records in 1991. There he would work on the 1993 album, released by Snoop Dogg, called Doggy Style, and Tupac's 1996 work, All Eyes on Me. In the same year, Dr. Dre would leave DeathRow Records, escaping the iconic beef between the West Coast and East Coast. The conflict between the two sides would eventually lead in the deaths of rappers Tupac and Biggie Smalls. Dre established his own label, Aftermath Entertainment. He would sign many artists under Aftermath, but his true success would come from Eminem and 50 Cent. At first, Dre would take heat for signing a white rapper, but he would soon prove everyone wrong. Over the years, Dre hasn't just rapped about violence or reckless behavior. He has lived some of his lyrics. In 1991, he would assault a TV host and would attempt to push her down a flight of stairs. He was really on his OG Loc type beat. The attack would be triggered by a segment when she would ask him about Ice Cube leaving NWA. Dre would face assault charges in a civil suit for his actions, but both parties would settle it out of court. The following year, Dr. Dre again would face assault charges for an alleged attack on a producer. He was arrested for battery on a police officer a few months later. Dre would seem to take his dangerous behavior to extreme in 1994, when he would lead police on a high-speed chase while intoxicated. Dre would be sentenced to several months in the local Los Santos jail and would be ordered to pay a fine. He would serve his time in 1995. Fast forward in 2008, Dre will launch his own brand, showcasing headphones as seen on the Families, Ballas, and The Average Person, as well as dropping other musical electronics, living his life in Vinewood Hills in the limelight. In 2013, Dr. Dre will find himself in Cayo Perico, attending one of Juan Strickler's parties. One of his cars would be stolen. The car would contain Dre's phone, full of important data, including unreleased music. This would cause them to cancel their trip, ending in DJ Pooh organizing Scott Storch to take their place in the event. The conflicts of the events would end up forming a relationship with Lamar Davis, Franklin Clinton, and as well as yourself, under the Clinton and Partner Company through DJ Pooh and Lamar Davis. And for the rest of the story, well, that's to be continued. But before I go, I want to give a congrats to the homie right here. He has hit 12,000 subs and he does GTA roleplay. So if you can, go show him love. Watch his videos because the bruh is blowing up. So if you want to go claim your OG pass with him, the link is in the pinned comment and it should be in the card above. This is your boy, LS Central. Check in, out.